Hey GQ, I'm Justin H. Min, and these are my essentials. Sunscreen, or as the scientists like to say, SPF. I don't really know what that stands for. I've gotten a lot of questions about my skincare routine, and I'm very flattered anytime someone asks me. I wish I had a better answer for them when they do. It's my panacea for everything. This one is from Neutrogena. It's a sensitive skin face. I use it because it's good and it's cheap. Primarily because it's cheap and I'm still paying off my college loans. Thank you, American education system. It's quite liquidy. It doesn't leave any sort of white streaks. I do play a ghost on television, but I don't want to be a ghost in real life, so this comes in very handy. The Trader Joe's Everything But the Bagel Seasoning blend. With everything going on with the pandemic, I've been doing a lot more cooking, and I'm really bad at cooking. Fortunately for me and for society, we have this seasoning that apparently makes everything taste better. I actually love everything bagels, and now I don't need the bagel. I can just have the seasoning. I put it on toast, I put it on avocados, I put it on salmon. It's amazing. You know, it's actually like hot sauce. If you like hot sauce and you sort of put it on things, it makes everything taste like the hot sauce. And it's sort of the same situation here. You put this on anything, it tastes like the everything but the bagel sesame seasoning blend. And it's great. It's really, really great. This is a metal boba straw. In the past couple of years, many boba establishments have transitioned to biodegradable straws, paper straws, save the turtles. I love it. I love it. At the same time, I hate paper straws. They taste like cardboard, they dissolve. I truly can't drink boba properly. My friends, knowing that I am obsessed with boba and I love boba, they got me one of these metal straws. Sturdy, can pierce through the cup very efficiently, and I can suck up my pearls in a very efficient, great way without having the taste of paper in my mouth. I have boba probably once a day, once every 2 days. It's always the classic milk tea, a classic black milk tea. I have to say this, I watched Dan Levy's GQ 10 Things, and he did talk about boba. As the resident Asian here, I have to say, and I have to make the correction, because he made a distinction between bubble tea and boba. I'm here to tell you that they're exactly the same thing, okay? They're different names for the same thing. We just say bubble tea on the East Coast, and here in LA, we say boba. So I love you, Dan, but you were wrong. It's an avocado, guys. It's an avocado. I have a special relationship to avocados. They're my main source of sustenance. As I said, I can't cook, but you don't need to cook when you have an avocado with you. Every morning, I'll cut one of these babies up, usually put some everything but the bagel seasoning on it, a squeeze of fresh lemon, and you're good to go. They have to be perfectly ripe, by the way. I hate nothing more than an unripe avocado. So when I go to the supermarket, what you do is you can actually take this top off, like so. And if you see inside, you can see a bit of the color. And you obviously want to see that it's a solid green color. And then, you should know that it's getting quite ripe or it's there. Obviously, the feel of it will also tell you it's ripe as well. You want it a bit firm, but a bit soft. That sounds contradictory, but it's not. This one is not the perfect color for ripeness. As you can see, there's still a bit of green on the outside. You want to get a bit of a darker color all around to make sure that it's perfectly ripe. And there it is. Haas avocados or bust. Shout out to my Californians. Haas is from California, right? Very relevant. It's not the mask, this is a chain or a lanyard. I believe it's a lanyard. We all have to wear masks these days. society we live in. But what's really, really frustrating is that when you have to take off the mask to, take a sip of water or whatever it might be, you either have to hang it from your ear, which I'm not a fan of. Also, I found out recently it's not the most sanitary, or you sort of have to hold it in your hand or put it in your pocket, and I'm not about that life. I'm really not about that life. So, my sweet friend made me this little lanyard chain situation that you could attach to your mask, and then boom, bada bing, bada boom, right? A book, one of my favorite books, The Alchemist. I'm a pretty voracious reader. I chose this because it's one of my favorite books. I think anyone who's on the creative path or creative journey, they will get a lot out of this book. I found this book because a friend recommended it to me, and I read it for the first time about 7 years ago. As most people know, becoming an actor is a very arduous journey. There's so many ups and downs, but this book just really gave me perspective. One of the main things about this book is the fact that through all the struggles and the tribulations that you grow, and that it prepares you for what's to come, and that the universe is conspiring to help you fulfill whatever your dream is. When I read those words for the first time, it was really powerful, it was very moving, and it continued to spur me on. And to really enjoy that process. If you enjoy that process, then when you achieve whatever you want to achieve, it becomes all the more worthwhile. This is an emotion wheel. There's a piece of tape here because it's currently taped to my bedroom. And when I say currently, I mean not right now, because I took it off for the sake of this video. This is an essential for me. I think when you can identify how you feel, you can process how you feel. And when you can process how you feel, you can ultimately heal. I found it through a therapist. He recommended that I start to really name specifically what I'm feeling. And so oftentimes when we think of emotions, we think of, oh, you're just happy, or you're just sad, or you're just angry. And of course, those are the main sort of core ones. But as you get further and further outside of the circles, they become more specific. And I think the more specific that we become, the better in tune with how we feel and all the things that I just mentioned. I'll do an exercise right now. I am feeling in awe of this situation, primarily because I used to watch these videos, and it's very surreal that I'm in one of them now. Also feeling a bit vulnerable. I'm sharing my emotion wheel, my Bible. Faith has been a big part of my identity and my journey, and it's something that's really important to my core values and my beliefs. I think it's really unfortunate and it's really heartbreaking that this text and the church has been weaponized in many ways to hurt a lot of people, particularly those from disenfranchised communities. But for me, my faith has always been about love and kindness and forgiveness and compassion. My parents gave it to me. At my middle school graduation, there's a lot of history in this. It's sort of been with me through the many ups and downs of life. Unfortunately, I don't read it every day. My brother is a pastor and will be upset that I don't, but I try to read it every few days, at least once a week. I always return back to the Psalms. I find them very comforting. I think David writes in the Psalms with such honesty and vulnerability, especially when he's going through hard times and hardships, and that through all of that he can still trust that God is working for him and has the best in mind for him. Things like that uplift me and keep me on the path. My ranch set of sweats. This is a sweater that has a heart made of pizza and ranch. And this is a sweat pant. This is the iconic Hidden Valley ranch bottle. Now, there's a story behind this. I posted a random Instagram story about how much I love ranch. Somehow, Hidden Valley Ranch found that story. And they said, "We're so glad you're a fan of ranch. We'd love to send you some things." And within the week, I got this ranch set. I had no idea things like this existed. This is the most comfortable set of sweats to wear. I wear it to sleep. I wear it to the airport. I just wear it all the time, essentially is what I'm saying. I eat ranch with everything. Fries, buffalo wings, of course, buffalo wings. Sandwiches. You put me somewhere, give me a tub of ranch and I'll be fine. I think the ideal ratio for ranch to food is 75% ranch, 25% food. I love ranch. This is my journal. This is my current one. As you can see, I've journaled religiously for the past 7 years. That sounds really intense, but a lot of times it'll just be a sentence or a paragraph. Obviously, I have days where you feel it coming, you know? You feel the emotions and the writing, it just comes and flows. Journaling allows me to process my thoughts, process my feelings. And yeah, it's always so fun to look back and cringe at how embarrassing I used to be years ago. When I first started journaling like 10 years ago, it was one of my very first journals and I actually lost it. I think I'd left it in like a taxi or something. And this is not an exaggeration, I couldn't sleep for a month. I had these nightmares of someone just reading my deepest, innermost thoughts. And it gives me chills. It gives me chills to this day. Not that I've written anything bad about anyone in these, okay? There's no hate in these, just thoughts that I'm processing, okay? I feel very vulnerable again. I told you I'm getting in touch with my emotions, right? Okay. That's a full circle moment that we had here. All right, GQ. That's it. That's a wrap on the essentials. Thank you for having me. I will feel feelings after this.
We're making a quick amendment to that last thing. I have since learned that boba and bubble are two different things. Bubble is what I was drinking. I do not love bubble tea. I like boba tea. Boba are the tapioca pearls. So that's the latest with me. And black milk boba tea. No offense to bubble tea drinkers. I am a boba tea drinker, I've now learned. So boba, tapioca pearls, bubbles, pop in your mouth, okay? I like a boba tea.
I love you, Dan, but you were wrong.